the dead brought back to life. Jesus was coming towards a small town called Nain, which is located about 10 miles southeast of Nazareth. Many of his disciples, with a lot more others, were following him. People usually wanted to hear more of his words and see his miracles, and there used to be a crowd of people behind him wherever he went. When they arrived at the gate of the town, they saw a funeral procession coming on. They were carrying a dead body on a coffin to bury him, and the dead was the only son of a widow. Anybody can understand the grief of the unfortunate mother who, after already losing her husband years ago, had now lost her only support for her old age. There were so many people in the procession, and almost all were weeping and wailing. When the Lord saw her, he was very sorry for her and was moved by intense pity and compassion. Nobody asked Jesus to do anything for her, simply thinking there was no help for it. But Jesus could not stand the scene where a mother was crying her heart out. He told her not to cry and tried to comfort her first. Then he walked up to the coffin and touched it. Though Jewish teachers would not normally touch a coffin, for it was considered unholy to do so, the men who were carrying it stopped for a while. Jesus did not even attempt to say a prayer. His words were few and his touch was so gentle. He only said, "Young man, I order you to get up." And lo, his words brought about an immediate and magnetic effect. People saw to their amazement that there was an instant movement in the dead body. His eyelids moved, fingers stirred, and some motion could be seen in his legs as well. Now miraculously, the young man sat up and began to speak. People watched this with their eyes in tears and mouths agape. They found it hard to believe their eyes. It was definitely a great relief to all. You could have seen the poor mother's face. Then Jesus gave the son alive back to his mother. Everyone was awe-struck as the power of God had been so clearly manifested right in front of their eyes. Shouts were heard from the crowd, "We have a great prophet among us. God has so beautifully taken care of his people." By way of simple words, without any rituals and prayers, Jesus had proved his power over death and showed everybody who he really was. This was the first of the 3 people Jesus restored to life from death. This news about Jesus spread throughout Jewish land and the surrounding region. God is ever willing to be a part of our life too. All that is required is our willingness to let him come to us. But are we prepared for that? If you like this, please share it with a comment and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks a lot.